And without further ado, I'd like to welcome our guest today, Adrian Yanez, who scored a first-round knockout on the second week of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. Adrian, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Still on cloud nine, even a couple weeks after, man. I'm just really happy. I'm really happy to be in the organization now. So, man, super blessed.
I know you were still trying to soak it all in the night of the fight, and it's been a little over 2 weeks now. So how's it been like adjusting to life as a fighter for the UFC?
Man, it's honestly just been more of the same for me. I feel like I just need to keep the same hunger, same drive that I've been having, and just to keep on going, because a lot of people get wrapped up into being a UFC fighter, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I'm this big shot or whatever, man." But I just made it in. I'm not a big shot at all. I still have a lot of work to do. I still have so much more work that I need to get done, and like the goals have just gotten bigger. So I've been keeping it more of the same. I can't get too much of a big head. I had to just keep going and keep working.
And to go off of that a little bit, scoring a KO in under a minute on the Contender Series like that, I mean, I can only imagine what's going through your mind at that moment. So how long did it take for everything to finally hit you and you were like, wow, like this is going to be my life now?
Like directly right after the fight. Like they didn't show it. They didn't show it on the on ESPN, but like right after I walked up to Sean Shelby, I was like, I told you, and then I just walked off, and then like I was like, oh shit, it actually happened. I just collapsed on the floor, and I'm just laying there. There's a picture of me laying on the canvas, uh but yeah, like it hit me like right then and there, and then it hit even harder whenever I got called for the contract, and I was like, well, this is happening. Like this is actually happening. So uh it hit, and I was just like super 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 happy.
Give us your thoughts on fighting in the small cage at the Apex versus the larger cage. And I ask that because I've always wondered if it's an issue for lower weight classes, and I would only have to assume that it has more of an effect on the heavier guys.
Oh yeah, like that. Honestly, that's the size cage I've been fighting in my whole entire career. We at the old gym, the old Metro Fight Club, we had the big like UFC sized octagon. Uh, so like we had like the big, I think it was like 28 feet, or something, 28 square feet. But we, like I was able to train in that. But from my, like we also had a smaller cage, which is the size of the cage that we fight in now. Like, and then my whole entire MMA career, like that's the size cage I've always fought in. I've never fought anything bigger. Uh, Probably whenever I fought in Bellator, but I don't even think that's the case. Uh, but yeah, no, like the UFC size cage to me just felt at home. It felt good size to me. To me myself, since I haven't fought in the big cage yet, it just made no difference to me. Like I still had the same cage awareness. I knew whenever I was getting close to the fence. So I'm pretty really aware of my surroundings, but uh, it still felt the same to me.
How has your schedule changed since entering the UFC, and are you preparing at all differently for the fight coming in October? Are you putting any extra work in?
Oh yeah, man. Actually, my work schedule just changed because I was working 4 10s at my job, and it made it difficult for me to get my training Monday through Thursday. I would be showing up late. They'd already be sparring and everything. Uh, it kind of funked up my schedule a little bit. I had to be waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to get ready to go to work and just be able to get all my stuff together, so I'd be able to get ready for the rest of the day. Because I would get off at 5:30 and my training starts at 6, and where I was at, like where I work and from where I trained, it's like about, on a good day, 30 minutes just to get there. Houston traffic makes that difficult, so I'll be showing up like 10 minutes late, sometimes 15 minutes late, but I'd have to go in and find my time to work. Uh, so like that was one thing I've been battling, but now that we're working like a regular 40 hour, like an 8 to 5, like going in at 8, getting off at 5. I have an hour to get to training whenever I need to, so it's a little bit more relaxed. And then if I just keep waking up at the same regular time, like how I do now, and just I'm able to get another training session in. But come October, come October, I'm gonna be a full-time fighter. I've been doing the right steps what I need to do so I can train full-time the full month of October.
And apart from the changes that have been made in your life, work-wise with your schedule, since you've been signed to the UFC, has COVID affected your training and lifestyle at all?
Man, it's in a weird sense from when everything hit. I actually had started eating a lot better. It helped me not eat out as much, and I just was able to like really eat more at home and not go out so much. So it affected my diet in a positive way. And then also with training, we had to close down the gym in March, like right after they canceled my fight whenever I was supposed to fight March 13th. Like a week or two after, the gym had to be shut down. And then we ended up at a t-shirt company where they screen and print t-shirts. They had a good sized warehouse space. We just ended up laying mats with them and training over there with them. So we were essentially training at a t-shirt company. So it was good. It was a little bit in limbo for a little bit, but now we got a good secure spot where it's like pretty much it's like a 24-hour fitness mixed with the MMA gym. So man, it all ended up working out because this place has a cryo chamber for you can recover, has a sauna, has a pool, like it has like the turf where you can do strength conditioning, has all so much equipment, and then on top of that, it has a UFC size cage, it has a big boxing ring, and this also has a huge mat for jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So like we got blessed with this type of facility, and and for me it just makes training and everything else a lot better, a lot more easier.
Yeah, training at a t-shirt company is definitely innovation at its finest, dude. That's awesome. And it's good that you found a positive diet-wise out of the virus as well. I mean, that's definitely incredible.
Yeah, man, it was really difficult for like at least the first month or two. Like the first month, it was like where like I had kind of went and was getting a little bit more fast food a little bit, man. I kind of was in limbo with everything because like we didn't know if we were gonna fight, and so once once I just took a step back and was like, all right, cool, no more eating out. We're just going to the store, coming back, going to the store, coming back, going to the store, coming back. Because I was like, I started thinking in my head, I started getting warped in my head. I was like, what if these drivers that are delivering the food to us, what if somehow they're infected and then they lowers chances for me? I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna cut all that out. We're just gonna go to the grocery store and just keep on eating good food.
Nice, man. So you often get comparisons to Gamebred Masvidal, and a lot of people say that you guys look alike. I believe that the best comparison to be made between the two of you is your style of striking. So talk us through how you feel about those comparisons.
Man, the comparisons, when looks wise, I've only got compared a couple times. Like on LFA, like LFA posted up a picture of me whenever I was fighting Kyle Estrada. I looked down at a comment and somebody says that guy looks like a young Jorge Masvidal. And I just remember like being like, nah, I don't feel like I look like him, but I'll take it. The one I had to get compared to looks wise that I looked like the most was Sergio Pettis, and that one annoyed me. That one annoyed me because I was in California training at Rain Training Center whenever they were still up under Mark Munoz. Whenever I was over there, some guy came up and started talking to me he knew me, like he knew I was Sergio Pettis. He was he just started talking like he knew I was Sergio Pettis, and I'm just looking around like I was like, "Do you think I'm Sergio?" He's like, "Do you think I'm Sergio Pettis?" And he just kept rambling on. I was like, "Dude, I'm from Texas, man. I'm not Sergio." I was like, "Oh, not at all." So that was annoying a little bit. That was a little bit annoying because whenever I was in California, I got mistaken for Sergio way more than I'd like to admit. Uh, but other than that, man, the striking style between me and Jorge, man, I take it as a big compliment because he's out there now. He's finishing guys. He always appreciated his style of boxing because if you watched him whenever he fought Jake Ellenberger, man, the way he was making Jake Ellenberger miss was phenomenal. I was really loving it. And there's small little things that he does, man. I remember watching him fight Ally Quinta, man. I was super impressed. I just remember just sitting there just being, thinking it's like, man, this guy won. Then he got screwed over by the judges. But man, I was just really impressed from that time on. So like I've always been a fan of people who have like really slick striking, but also chase the knockouts. Especially now that he's going out there and starching all these guys. So I'm just even a bigger fan now. But man, I truly appreciate it because that's what I set out to do. I try to make it look nice. I try to make it look slick, and I try to make it look powerful. And I want to keep getting these finishes. So if they're comparing me to Gamebred, who's getting all these finishes now, I'm completely fine with that.
While we're on that same topic, you mentioned in your post-fight interview that George is your second favorite fighter, only to Kane. Any particular reason that Kane is your favorite fighter?
Oh man, dude, heavyweight. He wasn't the biggest heavyweight. He was just a guy who would just outwork you, and that's the type of like of intensity that I try to bring every single time. I just want to outwork you whenever, like, well, especially in training. I always want to outwork you. I always look at my training partners and see how many reps they're doing, because if they have 5, I want to do 6. Like if my training partners like land a takedown on me, I want to get back up and land 2 on them. So it's just always that type of mindset. And then also, man, like he's a Mexican American. Like I saw a little bit of myself in him because my mother came from Mexico. Like she was an immigrant, and then like hearing the story about his parents being immigrants from Mexico, and then just the ferocity, man. Like he was the first Mexican heavyweight sports combat champion, you know. So he's like, there was a lot to love. And then also whenever I first met him, he wasn't like, whenever I met him, like I spewed out, like I was like 16, 17. I was 17 when I met Cain Velasquez, and it was at like a fan expo, and I just remember just telling him, I was like, hey man, like and just started spewing out my whole heart and just be like, you mean so much to me, like you are absolutely an idol and everything. And like he didn't dismiss me, he just listened to everything that I said and took a picture with me. It was he was genuinely listening whenever I was spewing out. So from then on out, like I've been the biggest Cain Velasquez fan ever. And then also the way he fights, man, that just puts the cherry on top. That puts the cherry on top, because when he came forward, you knew he was coming forward. He didn't stop till the end.
Will you be watching the fights tonight, and any fight in particular that you're excited for?
Man, I've been like so all over the place. I just came back from Vegas, so you'd have to remind me who's fighting tonight. I'm like so in a so discombobulation right now, because I just came back from cornering my training partner Jacob Silva, who just recently fought. He fought Jeffrey Molina, which that fight was a complete war. So like I've been traveling to Vegas back and forth for a little bit, so I'm a little bit like mixed up, cards going everywhere. So you'd have to remind me.
Oh no, it's okay, man.
Wait, Anthony Smith, yeah.
Anthony Smith and Rakic, yeah.
Dude, that dude Anthony Smith is fighting as a beast. I really like Anthony Smith. I really hope he takes it. I just made a whole thing out of not knowing the card, and then it just pops in my mind.
I have moments like that probably like 5 times a day, man. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Honestly, I'm really excited for the Ian Cutelaba and Ankalaev fight. I believe they're headlining, or not. They're starting off the main card, and that's a rematch from a couple months ago. Those guys had some serious bad blood, especially at the weigh-in. So I'm all in for the bad blood. I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, that was that controversial stoppage when that guy acted hurt, or he acted hurt. Yeah. No man, I don't feel like that was a good game plan at all. Especially with some of these refs, they take a little bit and they're just like, all right, this guy's hurt, I'm stopping this fight. But man, I really, man, that I think the guy, he's called the Hulk or something like that. That's Cutelaba, right?
Yeah, cool.
All right. Oh, that guy's a beast, man. I saw what he did to and they're on the tip of my tongue. It wasn't
Real Roundtree?
Yes. Yeah. What he did to him, like, I just remember just looking at that fight and just being like, geez, that guy's a savage. And I was really high on Khalil Roundtree, and then after seeing that happen to him, I was like, whoa, whoever was like this guy, Cutelaba, that guy's a freaking monster. So I'll be watching. I'll definitely be watching the fights tonight. It's just Yeah, so many cards that are going on every weekend. You could just kind of get mixed and fumbled with everything going on.
Yeah, after I saw Roundtree knock out Gokhan Saki, I was definitely on his hype train for a little while, but I definitely have to agree with you, man, for sure. I'm excited for all the fights tonight. So, Adrian, you have an upcoming fight in late October with Aaron Phillips. It's going to be your first official fight in the UFC. I believe it's on Halloween, so how spooky is this UFC card going to be?
Oh man, to me, I freaked out whenever I found out I was fighting on Uriah Hall and Anderson Silva's undercard. Man, I was super pumped, super ecstatic. To me, it was a dream come true. Halloween's a lot of nightmares for everybody, but for me, it was a dream come true, man. I was sitting back and whenever I saw the official fight, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing to me. I was jumping up for joy, and I was running around the house. I was like, man, I'm fighting on the same card as Anderson Silva. This is a dream come true. And then but honestly, man, I really can't wait. It's gonna be a fun fight, and I feel like my debut being on Halloween only seems fitting because I'm I'm coming after it, man. This guy, I'm gonna be a nightmare for this guy. It's pretty much it's gonna look like a Friday 13th movie, man. I'm coming after this guy.
Well, that's all we have for today, Adrian. Thank you so much for joining us, brother.
Man, thank you so much, man. Thank you.
And I'll